I'm Bluestein. This is Ashwin Bhavikatti. We are here with our series, our Facebook Live series, Business Insights Anyone Can Use. We work with healthcare professionals, and we help them with all their legal and business matters, as well, which ranges from employment contracts and matters, practice purchases and sales, regulatory licensing matters, comprehensive asset protection and estate planning for our healthcare professionals, as well as other matters including office space and buildings. Yes. Ashwin Bhavikatti, who is an architect, and he has his own firm, Bhavikatti Architecture, and among his clients, or a large percentage of his clients, are physicians and dentists, other healthcare professionals. So Ashwin, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Phil, first off, thanks for having me in today. Once again, I am an architect. I've had my own firm now for 10 years. I really enjoy working one-on-one with the clients. I moved to Denver in 1997 to pursue my Master's of Architecture from India, July 1997. And I've enjoyed my stay in Denver so far, really established home base, and look forward to several more years to come and enjoy the practice, and so look forward to building that up as well.
Good, good. Well, so I'm sure you would agree. I mean, certainly at the Bluestein Law Firm, as we work with our healthcare professionals, we believe that a doctor, a physician, a dentist, other healthcare professional, they should have an office space that enhances their practice, and it also should be a space that they enjoy working in. So I imagine you would agree. So,
I would agree, yeah.
And so what I would say is that what we wanted to talk about is kind of why should somebody choose you as opposed to, or somebody with your background, as opposed to just whatever architect maybe the landlord or the building owner is recommending or has an arrangement with?
Well, I would say that for a dental office architect or a medical office architect, it's very important to understand the nuances of a particular space, and every client is unique. So we do tailor an individual design solution for every client, because we cannot take elements from another experience and just transpose it. So we always like to tailor individual solutions. For that, we have to ask what is called as a programming phase. We go through with the client and understand what their hot buttons are and how they want the space to look and feel, in terms of, does it, in Colorado particularly, the mountain feel comes up a lot in terms of what kind of look they want to project, a hominess and cool or modern and contemporary. So we really understand the kind of look and feel they want to achieve. Plus, of course, we are all the time working with them on budgets as well, in order to make sure that the project meets budgets, and we only recommend good contractors to the client to make sure that they're working with reputable dental contractors. There are some specifics. Dental offices have a lot of plumbing involved,
sure,
have a lot of electrical involved. So that is what makes a dental office or a medical office different from a straight office, and you have to think about how you're going to get plumbing into the right areas that need them, and whether it's coming underground or whether it's coming from overhead. Usually going with gravity is going to be your best bet, but so those are some of the technicalities. But obviously we want the space to look and feel for what the dentist wants. We just want to do it for what they want to accomplish.
Right. I imagine too, kind of the flow of the office. That's something as an architect you have to understand, because if you have your operatories on one side of the office and central sterilization all the way on the other side of the office, that wouldn't make sense. Whereas maybe somebody who doesn't, that maybe is a very simple example, but somebody who doesn't understand healthcare may not realize the importance of where, I was going to say x-ray, people don't really have developing rooms as much anymore with so much digital, but where certain things should be placed in terms of as you walk a patient through your office.
Absolutely, yeah, I would agree. That's a great question. Oftentimes clients don't think if they want a separate check-in and a check-out. So what I mean by that is patients come in through the main front door for checking in. However, the patients leaving out can check out and leave from another door. That doesn't conflict with the patients coming in, so there is not cross traffic.
Sure.
For that, you might require a vestibule, a common vestibule in front, so that one door from the vestibule comes to the check-in, another door that's going out from the check-out side leads back out to the exit. So that's one example among many that could be a factor to consider. Obviously, as you mentioned, sterilization is a key part of a dental clinic. It needs to be very close to the operatory so the staff doesn't waste a lot of time going back and forth between the operatories and the sterilization. They want it to be right there, right next to the operatory, so they can go to the dirty side, get all the instruments lined up, and then go on to the clean side to pick up the clean instruments back out and have some counter space for storage so they can bring it out from the shelves and keep it there, and then take it back out when they need to for the next patient to get ready for the next patient.
What I would ask you too, let's talk a little bit about the timing of the process. I understand from you that sometimes that can be a challenge, but also where there's a lot of misinformation or people don't really understand. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, Phil. Again, timing, as they say, is everything, and particularly if you're looking to build a practice and you're looking to move maybe an existing practice, I would recommend at least thinking about all of that about a year in advance, because you'll have to find a space, you'll have to find a broker, find a space, and then you'll have to consider design time, you'll have to consider building permit time, and that depends upon the way the time of the season. There's seasonal considerations to consider. Is it summer? Is it winter? How busy the building departments are in terms of how backlogged are they. Usually summer gets very busy because everybody wants to do things in the summer, and winter is when things take a little bit of a back seat. So just depends upon what your considerations are, but I would recommend strongly starting and thinking ahead about a year if you're looking to get a project started from scratch in an existing finished facility, if you will. So about a year ahead is always a good idea.
Yeah. So let's touch before we finish up a little bit on cost. So can you give us an idea, give our audience a little bit of an idea, kind of cost-wise, what to expect? Because people don't really know, I think, unless you've looked into it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Particularly coming out of the recession, we've been designing dental offices for the past 10 years. Initially, we were working with the Mendel and Company Construction, who was doing a lot of the build-outs, and back in 2008 and 9, there are specific dental contractors that work in the dental office business and of construction. So those days, back in 08 and 09, $100 a square foot was a good round number. Nowadays, it's more closer to $200 a foot.
Wow. Yeah.
So you do need to factor in the costs as well and be as realistic. And I recommend having a 5% contingency fund.
Right.
Over
you
and
just
above.
never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, over and above what you've already budgeted for. It's always a good practice to do that.
Great. And we believe that as a healthcare professional, you should enjoy the office space you work in, and it should be a great office space and a great experience for you and your patients. So once again, Philip Bluestein, Bluestein Law Firm, please let us know if we can help you out. We certainly can through both processes, and thank you again for joining us.